When we imagine romance, we always think about stereotypes, like knights and princesses, holding hands in the park, or love poems. But the reality is rarely a fairy tale. People can show interest in us in peculiar ways. Some are better at hiding their interest, while others do that pretty badly. You may wonder if the behavior an individual displays near you is a sign of something more than friendliness. Do you suspect that the recent changes in a person's behavior are something that signals attraction? And how should you react to that? Hi there, this is Wisey, and today we discuss 5 weird things someone does when they like you. Please remember that everything listed here can have healthy and unhealthy elements. So, when we discuss someone's behavior, compare it to their past actions and consider whether it makes you comfortable. If you're watching us for the first time, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. We always show and discuss new information about anything and everything. Sign number 1. They avoid you. Have you ever felt so overwhelmed or shy that you couldn't stand being around someone? Well, that's exactly what can happen to a person who likes you. That's not the lack of emotions, but rather the opposite. Although it seems that people usually try to spend all the time they have with the person whom they admire, reality shows that not all individuals are as good at processing their emotions. They can choose an easier way, to depart and avoid all situations where you're present. Studies dedicated to the psychology of emotions tell a comparable story. Powerful emotions can make it difficult for a person to think clearly and solve simple problems. It's natural to avoid the object or a person that evokes such strong feelings. In the long-term perspective, it can even cause anxiety and depression. Quite a few people start avoiding their love interests because the idea of doing something embarrassing around the object of their affection is unbearable to them. They dread falling and stumbling, saying something boring, or making themselves look like a fool. Another alternative can happen when the other person's feelings are so strong that they make it difficult for them to remain in contact with you. They may not want to pressure you or make you uncomfortable. As we have said in the beginning, all weird things here are weird in comparison. If you had excellent relationships before, and this person suddenly avoids you, chances are they like you. Sign number 2. They copy your interests. Let's say you love roller skating. You tell this to someone. After a few days, this person buys roller skates, sends you videos about it, and tries to make it a part of their personality. It isn't weird to have hobbies. In fact, 56% of people have more than one, and many develop some hobbies because they share them with their friends and family members. But when someone dramatically changes their act without previously reflecting on that, it signals something different. Bonus points if they've never showed any interest in this, or even disliked it. Isn't that weird? Well, it's a really striking but peculiar example of someone being interested in you. A person can copy your interests when they feel that it can bring you closer and give you some topics to talk about. Some people can copy a lot of hobbies you already have, and can suddenly suggest spending more and more time together. It isn't just about hobbies. You can notice that they're reading the same book you talked about recently or visiting the places you admired a few days before. That's an obvious attempt to find common ground with you. But let's not forget that some people bring this to a level of absurdity. If you see them in every club you attend, or they copy all of your habits, well, it can be a sign of a more disturbing side, and you'd better discuss the problem with them. Now it's time for the fact of the day from Wisey. Did you know that you can live a shorter life if your love life is unhappy? Research shows that such problems as breakups, problematic relationships, abusive partners, and generally high levels of stress can have devastating effects on people. And we're talking not only about the direct danger from a hostile partner. Suppose you're unhappy and suffer a lot because of your love life. In that case, you can feel something like withdrawal symptoms after a breakup or even heart problems. Sign number 3. They mirror your behavior and speech. A telltale sign of someone liking you is when they copy your words or gestures. For example, you joke about something and add, "Yeah, that's what the film is about," and the person says, "That's what it's about." It becomes odd if they do this all the time and just with you. This situation is similar to the myth of Echo, a nymph who was cursed by a goddess and had to repeat other people's words. She fell in love with a boy named Narcissus, always reciting what he said. The story doesn't have a happy ending, by the way. A person who likes you can laugh, smile, and sit just like you. They won't notice it though. It's a part of human behavior. Science suggests that a lot of people are prone to the thing called the chameleon effect, in which they mimic other individuals' behavior. Most of the time, they overlook that. It's an attempt to fit in. Research proves that people may not always notice others copying them and may subconsciously see it as a positive sign and warm up towards a person. Some individuals are like that because that's a part of their speech. But if you see a person doing that only with you, it means they're focused on you specifically. Sign number 4. They radically change their appearance when they're with you. We dress to impress. Sometimes it's only about ourselves, and that's great. But in many ways, society still dictates us to invest more effort in dressing nicely when we're with someone we like. It's our way to distinguish ourselves from others and showcase something we find attractive about ourselves. Remember your high school years when you chose the best outfit when meeting that guy or girl you liked? We grow older, but many of our old habits remain the same. Statistics show that appearance has a strong influence on relationships. Most people consider appearance to be an essential factor in choosing a partner for marriage. But hey, there's more to it than meets the eye. Character and values are more important. Oh, and many believe that physical attractiveness is a part of our evolutionary mechanism. So, here's a little science behind such motivations for you. You may notice this thing even more clearly when you're friends with this person. If you've known them for years and they usually dress pretty casually, it would be strange for this person to wear makeup and more sophisticated stuff. It can mean they've upgraded you to the not just a friend zone. Sometimes it gets almost funny, especially if you've planned a specific picnic and they dress as if for the ball. In other cases, it's subtler, but still noticeable. As with previous cases, check whether they dress like that among other people. Perhaps it's a radical change in their style. If not, it means they try really hard to be attractive to you. What's weird about that? Well, you may see very radical changes, like heavy makeup or dramatically transformative haircuts. For example, a girl you've been friends with has changed her sports style to short dresses. Alright, let's do a quick quiz now. Where do you think people find their long-term partners most often? A. Church. B. Bar. C. Internet. D. Friends. E. Family. The answer is D. Friends. 68% of long-lasting relationships start out as friendships. The bar is the least likely place to find commitment. Church and family are relatively common places for finding future spouses or at least long-term dates. With societal and cultural changes, more people are finding their beloved ones on the internet, and this rate will increase in the future. Sign number 5. They are all over your social media. We'll be honest, social media is now a go-to way for many to communicate and meet each other, and the trend isn't only about teenagers. Social media is a fast and comfortable way for people to contact you and see all about the stuff in your life. Fortunately, you can see some trends indicating if someone likes you. It can seem like nothing, but if a person is obsessive about finding you on all social media, it's definitely strange and shows some patterns. For example, you've shared only your Instagram with them, but they start finding you on Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. You may see them liking every post and video and viewing all of your stories. The same can be said about your friends, of course, but friends aren't this much into details. Someone who likes you will react to all your posts quickly and post lots of comments. You may see them viewing or liking something more than once. Also, check if you've received some messages that they've deleted before you could read them. Maybe they wrote something nice but later felt it would be better not to. Please be cautious though. Such behavior can be dangerously close to stalking, and stalking is dangerous. Indeed, it would still mean that a person is interested in you, but we advise against encouraging such behaviors. That's it. All 5 strange signs that someone likes you. We hope this video will help you to figure out what's happening in another person's head, and you'll notice such hints in the future. But please be careful. These signs are weird and don't always mean that a person puts your interests first. In best case scenarios, these are just endearing personality quirks. If you liked this video, please like it and hit the subscribe button. We'll be happy to share more about anything and everything. See you next time!